The market reacted. It was like a bomb. It collapsed. People were nervous. I started hearing folks talk about constitutional crisis. A little bit overblown.
Way overblown. Huge overreaction. Not unusual, because the headline belied the truth of what was in the plea deal and what's called the statement of offense that Flynn signed. I've read through it thoroughly. There's nothing in there that would suggest legal jeopardy for Donald Trump. I mean, I'm trying to figure out
would there be legal jeopardy for anybody in the Trump circle?
Look, if all of this happened during the Trump transition, it's not a violation of the only applicable law, which is the Logan Act, which is largely regarded as unconstitutional. Nobody's ever been prosecuted under the Logan Act. And not only that, the Logan Act, which is, by the way, just so people know, it's a private citizen interfering with a diplomatic dispute of the U.S. government and another foreign government. Well, Flynn wasn't acting as a private citizen. He was a representative of the incoming president.
Right.
And that is what transition officials are supposed to do, to be irresponsible if they didn't make contact and have discussions with foreign governments.
So then what's going on here, John? Because certainly they wouldn't have cut a deal with him, particularly apparently just one charge, keeping some, I guess, arrows in their quiver to pressure him even more. You know, some people are saying this is just about the economics of it. Flynn can no longer afford to fight City Hall, in this case, the federal government. But is there more to it? Do they honestly believe they're going to snare someone in this beyond Flynn?
Well, this is one of the least serious charges that he could have been indicted on. This is a probation offense. If he wanted to fight it and ultimately lost, he's not getting any jail time. So he wasn't looking at significant jeopardy here. It's really curious why they chose one of the lesser charges that he could have been indicted for. What do they think they're going
to get from him, though?
Well, what they have is somebody who's like a fly on the wall over a long period of time. So they're going to interrogate him for hours and hours and hours and try to see if there's anything that they can get on people in the administration and people in the campaign.
An elaborate fishing expedition? Greg, you agree with that?
I completely agree with John. If he violated the Logan Act, they would have charged him with violating the Logan Act, and he didn't. And so I think if you look at the statement that he signed, he did two things. He contacted the Russians regarding sanctions against the Russians and also UN sanctions against Israel, which were really no sanctions at all. It didn't interfere with U.S. policy. It wasn't contrary to American goals. There's no there there.
Right. You know, there's a report out late today from the Washington Post that the FBI had actually reviewed some intercepts between the Russian ambassador and Michael Flynn, and they found no evidence of wrongdoing or illicit ties to the Russian government. So it keeps coming back to that, back to the fishing expedition. You use the word interrogate, but the headlines say that he's ready to fully cooperate. I mean, is he going to sing like a bird? And if he does, would he even be forced to not make things up, but certainly embellish?
What's so curious is that the underlying activities don't even state a crime. The question that I have is, why did he lie? It really makes no sense at all, because he was involved in policy discussions with the transition team. He didn't do anything illegal. He couldn't have been prosecuted for it. Then why did he lie? He's going to go in now and he has to spill his guts, because his life at this point as a cooperator is an open book.
Yeah, they give me a rap signal, but isn't it what's Scooter Libby? Didn't he go to jail for lying to the FBI ultimately?
He did, and it had nothing to do with the subject of the special counsel at the time.
All right, gentlemen, thank you both very much. Appreciate it.